there everyone, and welcome to the JPT Sub. Today we're going to be taking a look at this Kato set number 10-1121 Japan Railways Class 321 Series 3-car EMU set. The prototype was made for Japan Railways West, and it was introduced in 2005 and ran on a few different lines. I can't even pronounce I'm not even going to pretend to pronounce the names of them. This Kato set is 3 units, with the middle car being the power unit. This Kato set was, based on the research I can find, was released in June 2014. They have done a rerun of that with different numbers later on, but I've seen conflicting information saying it's possibly was first available in 2020 or 2022, but I've also seen that could be just when it was restocked at an e-tailer. This one was new in the box, never run. When I got it, when I did open it, one of the very first things, I've never had this happen with a Kato unit, but it didn't run when I first got it out of the box. I did tinker with it a little bit and it started running. I didn't really do anything, or at least I don't feel like I did, other than maybe take a few items off and put them back on, so possibly just something had come loose over time. But she runs beautifully now, and time to put some DCC in her. But while we're looking at it, this 321 series was obviously commuter type train in West Japan Railways. They're still in service and running, so that's a good thing. And they have what I found was 39 sets, or 273 individual cars, and that they normally run in a 7-car set. So that means there's probably, and I haven't researched it, there's probably a 4-car add-on set for this, and if I find it, I'll get it and add it, because I don't know, this thing's really pretty cool. But they're the real cars are made out of stainless steel, and I think Kato did a pretty good representation here of the silver plastic. The rail units had a top speed of 75 miles per hour, or 120 kilometers per hour, and they run on a 1500 volt DC overhead system with using the pantographs, and you can see the pantographs here on the model, here and here. So pretty cool. This thing's got a nice level of detail to it, and let's see if we can zoom in and take a little bit closer look at it. Okay, here's the first of the 3 cars, looking at it from the side. I don't know, I like the fronts of these things. They look really cool. Just, I'm not going to be super prototypical trying to review this that way, guys. I'm just more like, as a model, how does it look? Metal wheels. The bogies seem really small, but this is not one of the power cars. Looking at it from the back, nice diaphragm here for going between the cars. This more what Kato uses for the couplings on their international equipment. The other side, you can see it's got the same basic markings here, and here is really the only extra lettering you see on the car. Looking at the top, we got our pantographs, and see those raise up nicely. How well you can see those up close, but actually really nice little bit of detail on those. Sorry, it's going in and out of focus there. Yeah, so that's car 1. Then we have our power car here, and again, you can see my finger behind this. I love this these flat motors and these where you can just still see through them. It's not much of an interior in these cars. That's one thing I did notice. So standing room only, folks. The roof on this car is a little more plain. No pantographs here. The underside's a little different. The trucks, obviously, since this is the powered car, are not as open. Ends have the same diaphragm detail, both ends, and that door's a little open, and you can't really see it in the video, but you can see straight through to the other end of the car. There we go. So we're going to be opening this one up, so we'll be looking at it some more. And then our train for the other end. Our power car for the other end, I should say. It's a dummy car. Again, see-through cars. You love that. Cool front end here. No pantographs. It does have the indentions. I bet it would be pretty easy to add more to this, but I don't know if the prototypes had them, multiple different units had them, or if just one or two. So might look into that at some point. The underside is almost identical to the first car we looked at. So really really cool train set here. And like I said, it runs as on DC just beautifully. So now we're going to put some DCC in it. But before we do that, here's the instruction manual that comes with it. So you guys can see it's all in Japanese pretty much, except for this little line right here. Kind of hold that back so you guys can see it again. Definitely a layout of the cars. I guess this is probably telling about where the numbers go. That they come in it does come with a set of number decals in the package here. It doesn't say anything, or picture-wise, I don't see anything about the DCC, but it's does use the DCC EM13 chip, and here's the parts diagram for it. And pretty much with these units, if you're going to read the instructions, you either got to find something online or use a translator to scan these with. So, but nice little booklet, cool picture on the front. And then this is our EM13 decoder from Kato. It's again, this one's all in Japanese. When we open it up, see, it's got the sticker on it from where I got it there. But when we open it up, the instruction sheet for it will be also in Japanese. So we'll take a look at that when we get to it here. So here's our, we're going to open up our EM13 decoder, and then we'll take a look at the instructions here. So I need to get something to take the tape off of that with, so stand by. Just real quick, as I'm opening this up, I'm pulling the sticker off of here, and sometimes the kind of stickers they put on packages, I know to some people this doesn't matter, but to me it's a little pet peeve. I hate when stickers stick to the packaging. You can't get them off without making a mess. So I'm going to clean this up here real quick. Okay, there we go. I got it off. There's still a little bit of glue on here, so that's after we're done, the video's done here. That's one of the things I'm going to be going to do, is cleaning this plastic with something to get that glue residue off of it. All right, so just open up our decoder. I like these little cases these come in. It's really really nice little touch. I mean, so here's a kind of a pet peeve thing, and if I go off on a rant, I hope you guys will forgive me here, but this decoder, from, if you were to order it from Plaza, Japan, in US dollars is $11. With the tariff situation going on, and I'm not going to get political about the tariffs, but your really only option for shipping is DHL or UPS, who will charge a fortune to ship it. We're talking like $35 to ship it, and then you still have to deal with the tariffs, or FedEx will the whole thing was been like $50 something with the tariff and their fee for handling the tariff and their shipping charge. So $50, 50 something bucks for an $11 decoder if you order from Japan. Where used to I could order these from Japan for $11 and pay the snail mail, Japan mail shipping for $6. Get it for $17. Or if I have a friend going to Japan, he brings them back, pays $13 a piece, really $12-13 a piece for them over there too. But here in the States, most places have these for about $30. Okay. Now, not terrible for a DCC chip, I guess. That's about average, really. But the shipping is about, nobody had shipping less than $10 on it. Nobody on any of the hobby shops that sell DCC decoders that had it. That was the cheapest shipping I saw anywhere. And, well, you know what? I'm going to take that back. There was a couple of places where the shipping was cheaper, but the decoder was more. So basically nowhere any of the hobby shop places had this for under $40. So probably the most expensive domestic place I saw the price of this listed was on Amazon at $36. But if you have Amazon Prime, it's free shipping. So technically that worked out to be the cheapest option to get this decoder. So I'm going to put the link down below for Amazon where I got this one from, and you guys are, if you find somewhere cheaper, that you can get them domestically and with the shipping it costs you less than $36, let me know. I'd sure like to know, because I'm sure I'll be getting more of these. But anyway, that's my rant right there. It's kind of silly about prices these days, really. But there's our chip right there. Here's our instruction little booklet. That's just our cardboard for the case there. And again, these are pretty much in Japanese, so if you're not good with the pictures, you get your translator app out. But here you go. I mean, this is really a simple, probably one of the simplest decoders to install there is. So short of like a Next 18 or a 6-pin plug where it just plugs right in, So there we go. That's set those off to the side, and then here's our car. These things are actually very easy to open up. Just pop the shell right off of there, and then your motor is underneath here. I'm not actually dug in to see the motor underneath, but I don't know if you can see this or not, but this is like a little C channel in here. So if you just kind of pop that forward, this comes right off. And then here's our here's the underside of our car, and you can see the motor, flywheels, drivetrain basically. And this end you can see there's the like a molded piece that sticks up there. I don't know how well that really shows. So that's just is what it is. But so this end doesn't have it, so this end is where our decoder is going to go. And on the longer chassis where you have a longer drive shaft, you can actually put the decoder in without taking a wheel set off. But on these, you do have to pop a wheel set off, and I always get nervous when I got to do this. So it's not like it's super hard or anything, but it just pops right out. And these things have a surprisingly good amount of pulling power considering what you're seeing here. I mean, I'm really surprised about that. But there we go. All right, so we're gonna set this down here. Grab our decoder, and I don't know how well it really shows in the instructions there, but this side looks like this side with the most electronics on it is what goes face up toward us. And it literally just slides right down in here. Slides forward and kind of drops down in the gap. The contacts go underneath the motor contacts right here, and it's just fits just right in here. If I were to pull it back out, I didn't point that out. There's a little step down in the motor contacts there. So that's in. We're going to put our bogey back on here. Make sure to get my drive shaft back in the slot there. And that snaps right back on. And that should do it. So we're going to, let's move this off the spotty shell off the track here. Make this a little space here. Put this on the track. And normally I have my test track up higher on the workbench here, but I moved it down just for the video here, so make it a little easier on me. It's also easier to work with, so I'm gonna see what we get out of this decoder here. Ooh, it didn't read the decoder at all, so maybe I did something wrong here. That's interesting. Alright, so I guess maybe I did put it in upside down based on the instructions there. Anyway, we'll pop the bogey back out here. There we go, back out. Pull it out, slide it in this way. You know what, looking at it now, I think I did have it upside down there, and it kind of snapped in position a lot easier just than putting it back in. So I don't mind you guys seeing that I screw stuff up every now and then, because I sure do. That's kind of, it's part of it. Is part of the learn as we go thing here. See if I can get this drive shaft to go back in here. There we go. Well, no, something's not right there. All right, stand by for a second. Okay, it was, I just didn't have the drive shaft back in it right there, so let's take a look again here, see what we get. All right. Yeah, there we go. See, got our address back. So that was just me being wrong. Happens a lot. So anyway, all right. So I'm going to fold these papers up here, and this one didn't have any kind of a blanker plate in it or anything. Only really had one that did so far, and anyway, so we'll keep our case here. I always do, if I ever sell this or I want to, something happens to it, I can pull the chip back out and have the proper storage for it. So this only will go back on one way. I have to turn the car the right way. That just slides in there. And pops forward, and it's back on. And body shell should just snap right back on. Look at that, there we go. All right, so there we go. So we're going to take this over to the layout now, and we'll give it a test run, make sure she's okay, then we'll program it. Since I only have one of these 321 units, I'm probably going to program the address to 321 when it's time to do that. So, but we'll test it first on a 3, make sure she runs good, and then we'll program it, and then we'll watch it do some laps here on the layout. Here we have the power car on the layout, and I've dialed in address 3 on my my controller here, and the moment of truth. Let's see if she runs. She is a little noisy, but I noticed that on DC as well, so not a problem with that really. Just anyway, seems like it's good. All right, so we'll let's program the address in it, and we'll attach the 2 end cars, and we'll see her run. All right, back at the workbench, got our power car back over here, and like I said, we're going to program it to 321. I have to admit, I do like my Broadway Limited programmer. It's address programmer. Can't wait till they do the CV one, because it's so much easier than, since I don't have an extra DCC unit to have a program track at my on my workbench. It's so much easier to do this at the workbench than it is to try and do it on the little program track. So anyway, there we go. We got a return of 321. Somebody asked me this recently when I just did this, but I don't have a power switch for to cut off the power between here and the track. So one of the things I usually do is I'll just lift a loco up, and I don't always do it, but I really should. Read the track. Should come back with a none. There we go, just like when it didn't see the decoder when I put it in upside down, same thing. So we put it back on the track, and this time when I read it, it should, instead of getting a 3, it should get the 321 that I programmed in there. So we'll see if I did any good here. Oh, there you go. There you have it. All right, so anyway, like I said, this is the 3-car set. Look at the back of the box. Even the cardboard plastic or cardboard packaging that Kato does is nice. I really like it. Like how, yeah, so like I was reading in the when I was reading about these cars, it said they could run in a 7-car set. So yeah, there is does look like Kato makes a 4-car add-on set that would go with this. And here's the answer to my pantograph question. Is like on the 4-car set, it's like one of these cars and one here. So 2 of the intermediate cars actually have the pantographs on them. So if I find one of those sets, I definitely will pick it up, because it would be cool to have the full 7-unit set of this. And yeah, I will say I'm kind of a little bit fascinated with some of the Japan Railway stuff that I'm seeing. I'm mainly model US and UK railways, but this is my second Japan EMU, DMU top unit, and I really like them, and Kato does a great job always, obviously. So all right, so we're gonna take this back over to the layout and watch her run a little bit, and then we'll say goodbye. Back at the layout, got our whole unit put together here. Hope you guys will forgive the mess on the layout. I am in the middle of redesigning some of the side of the layout, so it does look a little messy, but Can still run trains. And here she goes. We'll catch her in different spots. There you have it, folks. Hope everybody's enjoyed watching the info and look at this Japan Railways Class 321 and watching the DCC install. As you can see, it's really easy to do, even with the little rookie mistakes I made. It was still quick and easy. And if you guys have any comments or questions, be sure and leave them in the comments section below. Click the like button, and if you haven't already, subscribe. It's free. I'll leave a link in the comments below, also, or in the information below for the EM13 chip that I bought. And I'm not sure if I can find a link for this particular train or not, but if I do, I'll put that in there for everybody. And I want to be sure and thank each and every one of you for tuning in, and we'll see you next time right here on the JPT Sub.